Hi, Pastor Nathan Decker with your hashtag Better Together devotion for this week. And today I'm thinking a lot about funerals. I'm dressed up, which oftentimes during the weekdays means as a pastor, I have a funeral to go to today. And one of the things that a lot of times that folks will ask about funerals and death and the things of those natures is folks will hold up two different examples. They'll talk about whether the death was sudden and unexpected, or whether this death was from prolonged suffering and an expected death. And the reality is that most people don't realize this. As a pastor, I've seen this in a variety of ways. It really doesn't matter which way that happens, which way death happens. It has its own unique flavor, its own unique aspect for the family and the loved ones surrounding. Because the reality is that no matter how much time we get with a loved one, we always desire that we would have more time with them. And no matter how much we don't want a loved one to be in pain, but we would like that death would come quickly for them, that it never seems like it's the right time. Our own mortality, our own desire for time, our own angst and desire for us to be able to be together makes it hard for us to ever think about these two as being normal or okay. Thanks be to God that God gives us examples even within the scriptures that show us that no matter whether it is prolonged or expected or unexpected, that grief occurs and that the process of experiencing that loss is to grieve and to grieve deeply. Two of the examples I give you would be from the New Testament. Jesus' death, which takes place very quickly, especially for somebody who's dying on the cross. Normally, death on the cross took a lot more than 24 hours. He dies quickly, unexpectedly. He's taken from his followers. He's taken from his friends, his family, the ones who love him. And there is deep grief, grief that blinds them even to the resurrection later on in the story. And then there is the story of Lazarus, a story of someone who has a slow and expected death. Jesus is not even in the town, and he knows that Lazarus is going to die. And when they arrive, finally, the family still is experiencing such deep grief. Grief beyond their understanding or beyond comprehension. Grief is God's gift. That's a theme I'm going to have this whole week. Grief is God's gift to give us the ability to process our human loss, the pain that we feel, the acknowledgement that this life lived, this life mattered. It's grief that helps us through this. As you're thinking about life and death today, and as you experience those things, whether it's been a death that occurred expectedly or unexpectedly, make sure that you're taking time to simply let yourself grieve. Let yourself weep if that helps you. Let yourself smile if that helps you, and memories that come in your way. No matter what you do, just take time to grieve.